Hey friends, this is Dan Dayette, and I was going to call this in my pet peeve video, a video about what frustrates me about other copywriters, but I think that's a bit of a negative tone. It does frustrate me about other copywriters, but I'm going to set this with a positive tone of saying this is the steps that you should take before you write copy for anyone, for yourself, for someone else. This goes way beyond before you ever even think about features, benefits, reasons they should buy, any of that stuff. If you don't do this, everything you do is going to be, really frustrating. So, before you write any copy, the first thing that you should probably know is, how do they know you? How are they finding you? Are they finding you on Facebook? Did they meet you locally? Do they know you personally? Did they watch your webinar? Did they sign up to your newsletter? Did an affiliate send them to you? Maybe you don't know them at all. If you don't know them at all, you should probably try and kind of do some kind of an introductory piece to your copy before you dive into, why you should buy. If you've already had a bit of a warm touch, you don't need the introductory piece of, a little piece of your life story or anything like that. But you should really think about how do they know you, because if you're writing a piece of copy, and the majority of the audience knows you, there's no point in having that, that intro piece. And if they only halfway know you, it might be a good idea to expand a bit about, who you really are and what they might not know, so that credibility is there. Who are these people? I mean, really think about that audience of, are they doctors, painters, lawyers? Are they entrepreneurial? Are they authors, coaches? Do they have a shared common hobby? Are they more likely to use a PC versus a Mac? Now, this isn't going to influence necessarily, this types of stuff you're going to write word-wise. When you're starting to think about the mentality of these, who are these people, if they're typically doctors and lawyers, you'll write very differently than you would to write moms or children, and you'd write very differently to say skiers or skateboarders. So all those things kind of play into effect. What else do I know about them? What other problems do they have? What do they need? What are their loves? What are the things they don't like? And what are the kind of questions they often ask? Maybe go on Amazon and see what kind of reviews they write for their products. See if there's any common language they use. Any of that kind of stuff. Corporate versus entrepreneur. So if they're corporate workers, they tend to be, used to a totally different type of language than, entrepreneurs. If they're artists, they're very free-spirited. They might be a lot more relaxed in what you can write. They won't care about spelling errors or any of that kind of stuff. Obviously, with highly educated people, you might use the words like linguistics or vernacular. With, really, really simple folk like farmer types, you might say language or the way you talk. So you have to kind of think about all these kind of things. Are they technical? Can you say, I was looking at the, DMA port on the SCSI hard drive, and clearly the SATA connector's, not functioning well. Or are you going to have to say, when you put the plastic plug into the back end of the hard drive, which is the spinny thing inside your computer. So you have to think about those kind of things when you go to write. How do they sound? So if you're writing for someone else, you're writing copy for a client or somebody other than yourself, you have to think, how does that person sound? Are they the type of person who would say, now if you don't buy now in 3 easy steps, you're going to lose out on this offer? Or are they the type of person who's, maybe more caring and kind and loving, and they'd say, I really don't want you to miss out on this offer, but I can only hold your spot for so long. So you have to be really careful how you say what you say. You have to think, are they, corporate business like, or the highly educated stuff we talked about a few minutes ago? So do me the favor, the next time you go to write your copy, before you do anything, go through this mental model, think about how you know them, think about who they are, think about how they think you sound, how they're going to want to hear you. As I used to say for years and years, you can't sell a lawyer something if you're wearing overalls, and you can't sell a farmer something if you're wearing three-piece suit and tie. It's just not going to work. So, when I'm looking at copy that's been written, for a specific, client, and I look at the client themselves and go, they'd never say that. Or I look and I say, you know what, their audience already knows them. Or, I look at it and I say, well, this isn't fair to the customer to put this on their website. These are the kind of things I'm thinking. So hopefully that helps somebody.